Hi all, Planetside Agent here. Now we're going to do part 2 of the Alocs kind of storm cooker that's similar to the Trangia. This part 2 is just going to be burn tests, and I'm going to be doing one with the alcohol burner that came with the stove, and I'll do one burn test with this Bulin remote propane burner. And I'll also do a burn test or a boil test on this BSR, which is similar to a MSR Pocket Rocket propane burner. So we'll be doing those three. So I've got the water here all prepped. I've got 16 ounces of 52-degree water. We'll go ahead and fire this off and see how long it takes to bring it to a boil. It will be interesting with this is that usually the sweet spot on these alcohol burners is about 1 inch, and yeah, I should have measured this before I got started. Not real professional, but anyway. And this one looks like you've got, well, let's just do it this way real quick. Looks to me like you've got about 2 1/4 inches between the top of the burner holes and the bottom of the pot, so probably will take a little bit longer to burn, and then again maybe not because of the windshield keeps the heat in. But let's just see what it takes and we'll make our judgments from there. Maybe let's fire this off. There we go. Voila. Okay, got the stove going. Go ahead and start the timer. See how long it takes to come to a boil. It's going to take a little bit of time for the alcohol stove to bloom if you're not familiar with them. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off till I get a good flame going on the burner, and then I'll show you what the burn pattern looks like. Okay, there's the burn. It took almost 2 minutes before this burner came to a good bloom. And in the meantime, it did raise the temperature 10 degrees, of the water temperature 10 degrees. So it looks like it's finally starting to really develop a good flame here. So I'll go ahead and come back when we're close to a boil. Okay, we've been running 8 minutes and 38.5 minutes, and we're up to 204 degrees. So should be coming to a boil soon. After watching this burner here, I was curious. I wonder what a Trangia, how that would look in this outfit. So I think I'll. We're almost there. In 9 minutes and 1 second. Okay, I was going to say I wonder how the Trangia would work in this cook set. So I might do a boil test of that probably. Let's turn that off. After I do the other 2 burn tests at the very end, if you're curious to watch. So anyway, one nice thing about these Alocs or these Chinese style burners is that it has this little handle here, which for this really works well because you can get your hand. You can easily put it to snuff the pot without burning yourself. So go ahead and snuff that out. So anyway, we got 2 cups of water in 9 minutes. With this configuration, I'm going to go ahead and set up for running the Bulin propane burner next. Okay, I'm all set up to burn test with the Bulin isopropyl burner. Sometimes they call it propane, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I've got it all connected up. I got 16 ounces of water at 54 degrees. It's a couple degrees warmer than the last test. I don't know. It's actually come up a degree. Must be some original. I don't know. It wasn't that hot. Anyway, this isn't a scientific who's better to kind of test. It's just to show you how this all works and how it looks, and you make your own judgments. But yeah, it's also 60 degrees here in the old garage. So let's go ahead and fire this up. and see how long it takes. And I've probably mentioned this on other videos. I'm a strike the match first before I turn on the fuel kind of guy. I mentioned this before. I know some people turn it on and then go light it off, and you'll get a big flame. I learned not to do that. I mentioned before in high school shop, many guys turning on the forge singe their eyebrows off and their arm hairs because they turned on the gas and then they struck the match or whatever. So you got plenty of time, unless you got a stiff wind, to get this done. That's a roaring fire going there. Well, bring you down here and show you the flame pattern. Okay, and I'll go ahead and turn you off until we get close to boil. Okay, we're up to 201, been burning for 2 minutes and 47.8 seconds. This is really fast. We should be getting to 212 any second here. Three minutes and 9 seconds. Wow, that's pretty fast. Pretty outrageous burner there. I don't know how it is for fuel efficiency. I guess if I was a real scientist, I would have weighed the canister before and after just to kind of see how much fuel it took to boil that water. But yeah, that's pretty fast. That's almost jet boil speeds for 2 cups of water. So anyway, again, that was 16 ounces at 54, and it took 3 minutes and 9 seconds to bring to a boil with the remote isopropyl burner. So I'm going to take all this down and get ready for the next burn with the this little burner here. So I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm all set up for the mini isopropyl burner here, and I've got again 16 ounces of water at 52 degrees. It's dropped 2 degrees from the tap from the last time I ran the test. So anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire this off, and we'll see how this works or not. None of these propane, butane, isopropyl burners are going to win anything for stealth, that's for sure. I'll open her up a little bit more. And I'll bring you down and let you look at the flame pattern. Turn you off and bring you back when we get close to boil. Okay, we're up over 200 degrees now, 3 minutes and 24, so it's a little bit longer burn. And get close. It's interesting. This doesn't want to tend to get that last degree. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and call this one done. I don't think it's going to jump up that extra degree. Woo. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, you'd want to get some kind of an extension on this because I did get a little bit of burn on the sides there. Oh, now it finally hit 212. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if that's the temperature gauge or what. So anyway, I'll turn the noise off. Huh. Well, it hit the 211 at about 3 minutes and looked like about 45 seconds. So, and then it just never went above 211, which I don't know if that was because of the gauge or what. I might have to run another test here later, just to, probably off camera, just to see what happened. But that's interesting. Getting up to that point, it was comparable to the Bulin burner, but of course this one has a much greater surface area for flame, so I would assume it would heat faster. But it wasn't that much. It got to the, like I said, it got to the 211 just maybe 20 seconds or more. I guess maybe 30 seconds, half minute more than this one did, even though it's pretty small. So, yeah, I kind of puzzled about all of that. So I have to do another test off camera and see if I get any performance. If that happens, I'll mention it in the description if you're curious about it. But yeah, 211's close enough to a boil. Probably if you're just eyeballing it, you'd see it starting to roil, and you'd call it good. So probably just as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up for one last burn that I'll put on this one. If you're not interested, you know, you can leave at any time that you get bored. But I'm going to go ahead and try using the Trangia burner and see what kind of performance I get. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit to the last burn test with the butane. It didn't quite get to the 212. Got to 211. I was kind of curious about that. So while I was off camera, I did a separate burn, and it did with just by itself and on the little pad, and it did come up to 212. So I don't know if maybe the canister's a little cold or what, but even at 211, that's a good enough boil, and I'll just show you that here in a sec. So it might come up to 212 this time. Let me fire this up. So anyway, I just had, I didn't bring the water. I decided not to start it right at the 52 degree because it really wasn't necessary. I just wanted to see if we're going to get to 212, so I just used the water from the last test. We'll see if we can make the 212 this time. Okay, we're up to 205, and I'll pull this off. You can see we're already starting to get a rolling boil, even though we're not at 212. So I suspect that even if it didn't get to 212, no big deal. If you're using this out in the wild, doing it with a thermometer, as soon as you saw it boiling like this, you'd call it good. And that was what, 208. So anyway, I don't think that it didn't quite make 212. I don't think that's that important. We're getting quite a boil there at 211. So anyway, so it was a respectable burn time. Well, it finally made it. So go ahead and turn this off. I used the pliers this time. I didn't want to burn my fingers. But like I said, that's good enough. You have a little BSR type or miniature isopropyl burners work just fine, and it will bring it to 212. Why it was kind of slow yesterday. I don't know, just one of those things. So, but we'll move on to the next test now. Well, I'm sitting here waiting for things to cool down a bit before I start on the Trangia burn. One thing about using this just barely, when you have this on here, this rests on the just barely rests on the canister. So if you want to put something underneath it to insulate the canister from the ground, like I make these little foam pads with aluminum foil on there, what's going to happen is it's not going to, the pot stand or the burner stand is not going to set flush on the ground. Imagine if you're out in the dirt, you could work it around to where it would be nice and secure, but on a hard surface like this, it doesn't quite fit. So I think if you were going to use this, you might want to have something a little bit higher so that this would rest. So you know, so when you got it on here, it wouldn't wobble too much. So anyway, that's just an observation if you want to use one of these, and it looks like this will work just fine. Okay, on to the last test. This will be with the Transgea Burner in the Alocs cook set. I've got, again, 16 ounces of water, make sure I got that right, at 52 degrees, and we'll go ahead and get this fired up. The button, and we're off. So we'll see how long this takes to get going. The start of this already looks better. Mostly blue flame, and it's at a bloom in 17 seconds. So definitely the Transgea Burner is more expensive, but than these type Alocs style, but they're a lot better built. Another thing about it, while we're sitting here waiting for things to go, again, when I pulled this off, again, I guess I should put it up in the camera. The rubber gasket popped out again. It pops out quite easily, so I've never had that happen with the Trangia. So, oh, this is the Trangia. I popped it out. This one pops out really easy. The Trangia doesn't. It stays in there, but this one, the Alocs here, doesn't sit in there. I think the quality of the manufacturer isn't quite the same. Of course, he's a lot lighter too, but yeah. So that's something you wouldn't want to happen in the field. A little black O-ring would disappear at your camp spot pretty quick. So anyway, just thought the only thing I do like over these is I like this design a little bit better for the snuffer simmer ring. You know, switching it apart here in this one, but small point. Anyway, let's bring you down and look at the flame pattern on the Trangia. Bang, crash. There you go. Okay, we're at 200 degrees in about 7 minutes and 24 seconds. This is definitely burning much hotter than the Alocs burner. Yeah, there we go. Whoop, drop back 1 degree. There we go, 7 minutes and 52 seconds. All right, so that's, the other one was at 9 minutes for the Alocs burner, and this one was 7 minutes and 52. So just a little less than, a little more than a minute faster. So now comes the tricky part. snuffing this out with this one. See how this works. No problem. So I guess that's not a concern. So anyway, the Trangia is definitely a better burner, no doubt about it. Because they run a little more than these Chinese knockoffs, but like I said, the quality of workmanship is better, and they just perform better. So I would think if I was going to use this one in the field, I'd just take one of my Transgea burners. I wouldn't use the one that came with it. But if that's all you have, it will do the job. So not as good, but it will do the job. So that's, I guess, in the end, as long as you can prepare a hot cup of coffee or a hot meal, it doesn't really matter what. So anyway, just a quick review of what we did. Again, the burner that came with the cook set, the Alocs alcohol burner, it boiled 2 cups in 9 minutes. And then the Bulin isopropyl remote burner, that was really fast. Oops, quiet. It was really fast in 3 minutes and 9 seconds. So this guy really throws out the heat. That's you know, you're getting in the jet boil range with 3 minutes for 2 cups of water. Okay, and then the small minute rocket BSR pocket rocket style. It did the 2 cups in well, it didn't bring it to a boil, but it was around 3 minutes and 45 seconds that it got up to 211. So I'm thinking that if you know, I've got a couple of different varieties of these myself, and some of them the burner head's a little bit bigger. I notice it looks like the pocket rockets are probably about that big, so they'll probably burn a little bit faster. So anyway, this will work. It's a nice this is a nice option if you want to combine these, both alcohol and propane, in a cook set. So anyway, that was the boil test for oh yeah, then I'm sorry, then the last one, the Trangia, again, it burned in 7 minutes and 52 seconds. So kind of a rambling summary, so I'm sorry. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.